Motor commands are also delivered from the central nervous system to the periphery. These are the descending tracts found in the spinal cord. The most important conscious controller of fine movements is the corticospinal tract. It is named because you notice that the name shows the direction of the tract. It is starting from the cortex and goes to the spinal cord, corticospinal or CST. This fiber bundle starts in the cortex, namely in the primary motor cortex, which is the precentral gyrus, and big motor pyramidal cells release their axons to go down to the spinal cord, and you may remember from the lecture that it's highly mapped, so depending on which part of the cerebral cortex the activation starts, the target will be in different parts of the body. So this area would control the legs. If it would be more on the dorsal side of the cortex, then it will control the arms. As the corticospinal tract travels through the brainstem, it is typically found in the anterior region or ventral region of the brainstem. When we reach the medulla, in a cross-section, the fiber bundles of the corticospinal tract show a triangular shape, and that gave the idea for the past anatomist to name this tract the pyramidal tract. As it reaches the caudal end of the brainstem, it crosses over, and this is the motor decussation, which happens at around the level of the foramen magnum. At this point, the fiber bundle crosses over and will make its way towards the lateral aspect of the structure, and when we find it again in the spinal cord, it will be found in the lateral funiculus. The fiber bundles which we find in the lateral funiculus represent around 75 to 90% of the original fiber bundle of the corticospinal tract. The rest, 10 to 25%, is not crossing over, not decussating in the brainstem, but continue descending in the spinal cord ventrally. They will eventually decussate to the contralateral side, but they will do that around the level of their, close to the level of their exit or their target. In the spinal cord, this is where we would find the ventral corticospinal tract. Very close to the lateral corticospinal tract, in fact, partially intermingled with that, another tract is found in the lateral funiculus of the spinal cord, and that's the rubrospinal tract. The rubrospinal tract originates from the midbrain, specifically the red nucleus in the midbrain, and it has a controlling effect over the tone of the limb flexors. Since it does not originate from the cortex, these are unconscious controls. The fibers that we find in the spinal cord are already crossed or decussated fibers, as the fibers decussate soon after they originate from the red nucleus, while they're still in the midbrain.